a lot of the anime you see and watch, they all have like big eyes. It's like they idolize the Western cultures, and that's what they see as the perfect human being or something.
The perfect human being.
I think you'd get some serious debate about that.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying like that. Why would they choose that, right?
So
if I'm animator, I'm gonna make everybody be fat, right? I'm gonna because I want it to represent me. Like I want to be like what represents me or what I think is.
All right, so here's my question about anime. Why is it that with, I don't know, 70% of all anime shows out there, the main characters are high school kids?
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
You ever notice that? And it's like when you're in high school and you're a kid, that's fine because that's your peer group, right? But now that I'm getting close to 30 and I'm like watching these shows with high school kids running around doing shit, it's like, this feels kind of weird. This feels like something I really can't relate to or shouldn't be enjoying. Why are there, like 14-year-old kids riding around in giant mech suits killing people? Why is the high school life so, I guess, idolized or revered or whatever in Japanese anime culture?
It is funny because I was just watching a anime last night, and he was 15 years old. He just turned 16. Like
that was like half my life ago.
Yeah. They're always here. Look at Pokemon. Ash Ketchum.
He's been 10 forever.
For real.
Gosh.
There's a prevailing theory out there that, like, in episode 1 or 2 of the first anime, he gets hit by a lightning bolt because of Pikachu or something, and now he's in a coma, and the rest of it is just imagined because he never ages. And he's had multiple birthdays in the show, but he's always 10 years old.
Wow.
So, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He must be in a coma.
Yeah,
that's
I heard
the theory
that.
Anyway. Either that or they just, shoot him in the head.
Pokemon don't exist.
No.
He got shot by lightning. Like, none of this shit ever happened. He just woke up, went outside one day, got shot, and he was like, oh, it's a Pikachu. And he just fucking came up with the whole thing.
There's a fever dream that he's going through while his brain slowly dies in a vegetative state,
Yeah.
So
Ash Ketchum always pissed me off every time I watched him because he always wanted to be best friends with the Pokemon. I'd be like, bitch, catch him.
What do you get when you take 3 crazy and opinionated real guys, real friends, butting heads over different issues? A night at a gay bathhouse, you say? Close. This is the Almost Tomorrow Show. From world events to crazy shit on the internet, and definitely reacting to Karens.
Could I speak to the manager, please?
It's loud and in your face, but we have fun. Welcome to the Almost Tomorrow Show. And here are your hosts, Jamie Flores, Mo Wadan, and Nathan Collins.
So, an update on the Alec Baldwin case there.
Yes, please update me.
They found Alec Baldwin and his wife going into a Ralph Lauren and exchanged some clothes. They were following them up, for a couple days. He finally stopped and broke his silence, and this is what Alec had to say.
Let's go.
I will.
What do you want to know?
All right, Alec, what's the current state of what's going on with the case?
I'm not allowed to make any comments because it's an ongoing investigation. I've been ordered by the Sheriff's Department in Santa Fe. I can't answer any questions about the investigation. I can't. There are incidental accidents on film sets from time to time, but nothing like this. This is a 1 in a trillion episode. It's a 1 in a trillion event. And so he is in shock. He has a 9-year-old son. We are, in constant contact with him because we're very worried about his family and his kid. And as I said, we're eagerly awaiting for the Sheriff's Department to tell us what their investigation has.
He does have a part in this, and I think he understands that, and I think he's going to be willing to take whatever happens. I mean, it's not like he's hiding. He's working with the police. He's doing his thing.
We should use this as an opportunity to identify change, areas of change to make it safer in the future.
Yeah, but he still needs to answer, right? Because there's still a lot of protocols that he broke him damn self, you know?
Well, I would say
He was
that you wait.
cross-drawing
You got to wait.
and it hit her in the stomach. I thought it was in her chest, but
I think that he is going to answer for whatever his level of responsibility was, but it's an open investigation right now, so I don't think that he can answer to that right now. Like,
Right, but you can't get mad that people want information.
no, not at all, not at all. It's human nature to want to know, right?
Yeah,
People are
but
curious.
he's not a victim.
Can you be both? A victim of circumstance?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, guess you could,
he's a-
but he's still, getting all defensive. But you are the one that pulled the trigger. Maybe it was your, I don't know, untrained capabilities that in the end have resulted. Being untrained is what resulted to this situation. But he pulled the trigger. He pointed at somebody. Doesn't matter if it was an accident or not. You still pulled the trigger and you took somebody's life. I think he should be a little bit more understanding of that situation, and I don't think he should be attacking people that want the information.
I don't think that's where
He's too aggressive. He's too aggressive.
Well, I mean, you're
I
being
understand.
followed, dude. Your family's there. They're putting his family at risk. They're putting his family at. They're following him. The kids are going crazy. If he makes a mistake to try to console them, he can end up getting in a car accident. Like, they're putting him at risk following him.
Right, but this is something that he's dealt with his whole professional life.
Yeah, but I think it's
right.
I think
But
it's understandable.
different, but it's different now because it's actually something negative, and he doesn't.
I think it's
He
understandable.
gets followed. He's Alec Baldwin. He gets followed regardless.
But it's not like this. They're hawking him because of the situation.
And
know
like
what I
you
mean?
said, he can't give out information because it's an active investigation, and they're just not getting that, and they're invading his privacy and his life. And
But
even
never
if he
had
has
that.
to,
he never had that. That's what I don't understand. He never had that privacy to begin with because of who he is.
So I want to know a little bit more about being accosted at a grocery store. Can I
Did
guess
he say he
the
was
name?
molested?
Not molested.
accosted.
Oh, accosted.
So I want to play a game real quick, and I want to see if I can name the grocery store you were accosted at.
Go for it.
Aldi.
No,
Oh,
Dave's.
no,
Save a lot.
yes.
Oh!
All right, third time's the charm. Although, how many are there really?
Save-A-Lots?
No, different types of grocery stores. I guess there's a
We had a
Mark's.
1 out of 6. No,
But we were thinking the ghetto ones. Aldi's,
Yeah.
Dude, Aldi's is a nicer, cheap grocery store. So I wouldn't have said Aldi's.
It's because you got to pay $0.25 to get the cart.
You
No,
gotta do
it
that at Save-A-Lot too. Shit.
Yeah, I know.
you do?
Yep.
Now you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good for them.
Because they be stealing the fucking carts.
All right, so here's what we got going on. So I didn't usually go to this Save-A-Lot, but it was the closest grocery store to my place, and I needed something real quick for, like, I don't know. I was hosting some sort of get together or dinner or something. So I needed to head to the store real quick and just pick up like 1 or 2 items and head back. And I get in line and I see that this family there with like it was this guy and his girl. It's no kids or anything. But they had like a really full cart, There was only 1 cash register open and I'm like, "Oh shit, I got to get home. I got stuff in the oven." And I got like 2 items. I was like, "Hi, excuse me, ma'am. I only got 2 items. I don't know if you'd really, mind, but do you think I could go ahead of you since you got a full cart? Just squeeze through real quick." And I swear to God, I must have flipped a switch in this guy, because like he came up to me like, super aggressively. He's like cussing me out.
You fucking entitled bastard.
Well, to me, it's bizarre because, it's not like I was trying to cut or anything. I was asking. I was just asking. It was
Well,
a
have you
simple
ever
question.
been in a line at Save-A-Lot?
Yes.
They got 6 registers, only 2 of them open.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you be having 2? Every time I go, it's one.
Well, in my mind, it would have been totally fine if he had said, "No, man, like, wait your turn, right? That's all good." But he took it to like the next 5 levels immediately, and he's like getting up in my face. He's cussing me out.
Damn.
He's like waving his fist in my face, saying, "I'm going to kick your ass." I was just like, this is not what I expected.
I said,
Somebody was having a bad day.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell happened.
He was having a shit day. You just,
I was like,
you set him off.
I was like,
man.
that is absolutely fine if you don't want to let me go first. It was never a demand. It was a request.
So what'd you do?
Well, I basically tried to de-escalate the situation as best as I could because I did not want to get into a fight in a Save-A-Lot grocery store. I did not want to get beaten up or attacked by this guy, and he's like, like puffing out his chest, and he's like, walking me back, into this store, and it was just like,
For what though?
calm down, calm down, It was just, I got like, I think it was for Thanksgiving or something. So I got like a little thing of like fried onions for like green bean casserole and maybe like a bag of potatoes. I don't know. Anyway, his girl like comes up to him and she's like calming him down, and like, it's not worth it. He's not worth it. Just let it go. Let it go. I'm like, yeah, I'm not worth it.
Yeah,
Just let it go. It's not worth it, man.
I'm going to go in the back of the line now.
I was at the back of the line. There were like 3 people in line. But anyway, he's like looking me up and down. And he's like, fuck this white kid. And he goes back to the line. And I'm just like standing there. And I'm like, okay.
Now you got to stand behind him.
I got to stand behind him. But I kept my distance and everything. And then, you know what? He turns around 5 minutes later. He's like, you know what, man? You can go ahead.
Damn.
Damn.
So, like, just fucking kill me right now, man. I'm done.
Hey, he just did
mind
that
fucked
to
you.
just,
he mind fucked you.
Yeah.
Why, though? That's my question. What did he get out of that? I don't understand.
He felt like a bigger man that day. Said, shit, I showed him.
Why? Why would you need to? I don't get where his mind was. I'll never get that because like I don't think I could have asked without getting a fist in my mouth.
Yeah, that's.
It's better than a dick in your mouth. Right,
Speaking
Mo?
of dick, no.
I would take a dick over a fist any day.
What? No, I don't know about
I'll
that.
fight somebody. We fight.
Give me that fist.
We
Don't give me
fighting.
that dick.
We fighting. Fuck that.
Well, you know what? I guess I was thinking based off of like the.
I can eat a punch. I don't know if I can eat a dick.
Just bite down. They're like, sure, yeah, we'll go in the back.
That's some blood in, blood out shit. You ever see
Hey.
that?
I've been punched with fists in my face my whole childhood, but I've never been punched with a dick, okay?
You might be headbutted.
Stop it. Stop.
Man.
I'd like to rethink my statement there. I think that from a
didn't
physical
want a dick in your mouth?
physical harm standpoint, I'd rather take the dick than the punch. But from a psychological harm standpoint, I guess the punch would probably be preferable.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I'll take a punch.
I'll definitely fight you. We fighting. I don't want you to.
No,
pull
but
your
you can't
pants
punch back. You just got to take it. Whatever
Oh,
it
I'll
is.
take a punch over a dick in the face. I'm sorry. I'm not letting you. Just smack. No, I'm good.
Wait, how big's the dick? No. Might have to change my answer.
Hey man, as long as you got some hand sanitizer and whatever,
Oh,
it's
man.
not that big a deal.
Man. So you need some hand sanitizer. Oh.
I think this is a good time for a break here for a second.
Yeah, we're going to take a break here. We'll be back.
You're listening to the Almost Tomorrow Show. And now your hosts, Jamie Flores, Mo Wadan, and Nathan Collins.
That's how I get my kids to tell me what happened, in school and shit. I'll be like, so I heard you did. What'd you do today in school today? Oh, nothing. But that's not what the teacher told me. Is there something you want to tell me?
Does it get him every time?
Did you get in trouble? No. no. I swear I didn't. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Damn, man, you're like playing mind games with your kids.
I am.
Mo's been like that for fucking
Yes,
ever.
I am nothing but mind games.
So I saw a PSA video today.
Public service announcement.
Yeah. It was all
so
about
surprised you knew
why
that.
and how.
No, was it really public service announcement game?
I mean, it was a public service announcement. It was all about why you should search your child's bedroom and how to do it.
Oh, you should clean your kids' bedrooms.
Well, no, it was like,
I ain't cleaning
tell them to
shit.
leave the room, and then like thoroughly search from left to right, zone out the room, thoroughly search from left to right and then top to bottom, and then, do the floor last, anything on the floor, search it, and then, pull all the drug paraphernalia or the questionable material that you want to have conversations with your kid about. And you should do this at least every 6 months, if not, more
Every
regularly.
6 months. The greatest way to kill any
Trust
or,
If my
understanding.
kids have any drug paraphernalia in their rooms, I got a fucking problem because we're talking about a 6 and a 7-year-old here. Like, fuck.
I think it's more
What is
intended
this
for,
bowl
like,
doing underneath your bed?
I'm like, why ain't you sharing? I provide
sharing is
everything for you.
caring.
You don't pay no
called
bills.
puff pass, motherfucker.
I taught you better than this. Sharing is caring.
Nah, yeah. So it was a police officer that was doing the PSA. Big surprise.
Yeah, that lady.
It was a guy.
Oh no, I saw one with a lady with a bun, and she was going through like, these are the different types of cans that the kids can unscrew.
Yeah.
and pack full of
It was
drugs
talking about
and-
like hiding a pipe inside a highlighter and like having fake monster cans that actually were containers, airtight containers, crazy
I
shit.
saw
Yeah,
the same type of thing, but it was a lady.
I'll
It
be
was
throwing
it was
away the Monster
same
can.
damn shit.
Man, I didn't have drugs. I had other shit like tear gas grenades.
Oh, I had
damn.
bowls. My mom used to find my bowls all the time. Like, I used to hate it, man.
Mine was cigarettes and lighters. What are you
I-
doing with a
oh,
lighter? What are you doing with this pack of cigarettes? Huh, I was holding it for a friend.
Yep. Me.
Dude, I had a friend whose parents were kind of like that, where they would just be very strict about anything. Like, he couldn't have any sort of video games, no Pokemon cards, nothing. None of that shit. Him and his brothers. And, he would ask me to borrow my, like, Game Boy at the time.
You had
So-
a Game Boy? Fucking rich guy.
Yeah, it was a Game Boy Advance, I remember.
I had a Game Boy
SP,
Color.
I think.
I had a Game Boy Color when the PS3 came out.
Well,
That was not too long ago, man.
he asked me if he could borrow for a couple of days to play some of the games I had. We would play it on outside in recess or whatever. So I lent it to him. Why not? Well, anyway, his mom found it in his bedroom when she was doing one of those searches, and she took a hammer to it.
Oh.
She took a fucking hammer to it.
That sounds like something you
I would
say
straight up.
to your friend. Be like, I'm sorry, but my mom found
Well,
it.
get this.
Broke it.
Well, get this. She drives, after he tells her that it's not his, she takes a hammer to it, destroys it, and then says that he now owes me a new one and he's got to work to buy it. And I'm just like, why didn't you just give me my fucking Game Boy back?
Right.
Why did you have to destroy it? Anyway, she
Yeah.
drives him over to my house.
Teaching him a lesson on your dime. You know what I mean? Like,
It's the most bizarre shit. But she drives him over to my house and like stands outside her car. She's perked on the curb, and she's got her arms folded. She's leaning up against the hood of her car as she watches her son, walk up, knock on my door, and then explain to me why my Game Boy's in pieces. And I'm just
did
like,
he bring it to you?
yeah,
The carcass of your
He did.
old good. Oh,
he did.
Insult to injury.
I didn't blame him.
No, you
She
just
was-
looked different at her every time she looked at her now. Like,
She was always a little weird whenever we would go over to his
Side-eye
house for
ass.
like projects or something. It was kind of bizarre.
she was mad that you had a Game Boy that She was probably mad that you allowed him to borrow it.
Probably.
You know what I mean? You're the influencer kid.
Yeah, but it was just a Game Boy. It's not like I was giving him weed
It was
or
drugs.
anything.
It was drugs in her eyes. She was
Basically.
like probably the super religious family too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this girl lived a couple blocks down the street from me, and her mom was super religious, dude. Like, we were not allowed to hang out or anything, and I was young. I was like 10, you know, and I would ride down to her house and stuff, and we would talk. I would call her before I go, and her mom would answer. She used to say, "Heaven no."
Well, she said what?
Heaven no.
Heaven no.
Heaven oh.
Oh,
Heaven.
oh.
Oh,
Instead
that's
of
even
saying
worse.
hello, she would say heaven no every time she answered the
Why?
phone.
Why?
She didn't want to bring hell into her house.
But I bet you that's what it was living in that house.
Is she like mentally stunted?
Oh, dude, like
I just I don't get
know,
it, man.
man.
Like
I don't know.
to believe it to
her.
that to take it to that extent where you're like, I can't say hello because it's got the word hell in it.
Dude,
So I'm gonna say heaven oh.
because her daughter.
Non-ironically.
her daughter ended up. I was cool with her daughter like for years, but her daughter ended up becoming like this big goth and shit in like high school and shit.
That always happens. Once you get like a taste of freedom, or
Go to the extreme.
yeah, you go to the other extreme because you've
called
been
rebellion.
repressed. Yeah,
Yes.
you've been repressed your entire life. Same thing kind of happened with my friend. Like his mom was super strict, not that strict, but she was pretty strict.
And now he's a professional gamer.
No, I wish.
You know what I mean?
Sports.
Like,
Nah, he got into so as soon as he graduated high school and lost the structure, he went to like a community college, started getting drunk more and more, joined a gang, became a felon. Yeah, had kids with a woman he probably shouldn't have had kids with, and then
Oh, that was that dude.
that was that dude.
Yeah, you
now
told me- you
both
told
of
me
his
about him.
kids are currently in CPS. They've been there for
Child
a
Protective
number of
Services.
years.
okay.
Number
Gotcha.
of years. That's a whole other story though. His life story is just bonkers. But he grew up upper middle class. Every opportunity afforded him. Never had to worry for anything, and then just all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but he just makes a lot of bad decisions back to back to back to back to back to back for many years, and his life just goes to the shitter.
I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just get too much. So let me ask you this: What is your favorite movie of all time? I know we're switching the topic here,
Oh,
but
that's fine. I don't have a favorite movie.
let's do this. Let's get your top 3 movies that you would do.
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
No,
Well,
I would
that's
say
one.
it's one series.
Yeah, I would say
So-
that's one.
You say top 3
Lord
movies.
of
Those
Rings.
are the order I would rank them in.
That's a cop out. That's
Why is it a cop out? They're
because
amazing movies.
They're different movies, but it's the same thing. You even said it yourself. It's one 12-hour long movie.
All right. Well, fine. I would pick that. I would pick the Dark Knight trilogy, and then I would pick maybe the Hobbit trilogy, but I have issue with that.
Okay. Mo, what's your top 3?
I would say Harry Potter, Beetlejuice, and Fifth Element.
Fifth Element is
you
such
took one
a
of mine.
classic.
Dude,
Yeah,
fifth,
I
mine
can
is
watch
fifth.
it over and over and over again. I never get tired.
My top
Lulu
3.
Dallas
Actually,
multipass.
I'll change it now that you took. But yes, Fifth Element would definitely be in my top 3. I fucking love that movie. I would have to say The Crow, the first Crow. The second one was okay, but the first Crow was the shit. Boondock Saints, the first one, not the All Saints Day, the second one where they try to do all action-packed shit like Jason Statham and shit. So Boondock Saints, and then a more recent one is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I fucking love the Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I probably watched it like 50 fucking
I
times.
bet your
man.
wife loves you for that.
Dude, she likes the whole, Jonah Hill,
The rom-com
stuff like-
baloney.
You know what?
Yeah.
Can I throw an honorable mention?
Yeah.
Bird Box is one of my favorite movies as well.
I've never
Bird
seen
Box?
Bird Box.
Bird Box. Let me
That's
tell you, that
kinda
little
weird.
girl in that movie.
Sandra Bullock.
No, her like adopted daughter. That girl stole the show for me. That girl almost made me want to cry multiple times
What?
on that. Yeah, man, bro. You know how sad it was when. Oh man, you didn't see the movie.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's
Like a
cool. So
fucking
you
movie
brought up
theater.
the whole concept of adoption there in Bird Box and everything. I wanted to ask, what are your guys' thoughts on adoption?
I'm not
That
opposed.
just
So-
turned. Yes, adopt people. That's
Yeah, I mean we're all pro adoption, but personally speaking, would you rather have had your own kids or
No,
doesn't
that's
matter?
that's
That's-
a loaded question.
Yeah,
and I have kids, so
Would you rather have another child? So let's say you have to have another kid.
So-
You're going to have a kid either way, but you either get to, make it yourself or you get to adopt.
more
well,
than
if
likely
you have
if-
that, if I have that choice, I'm always gonna make my own child with
I
my
have a
wife.
vasectomy. No. I would if something were to happen to my sister, I'm gonna take my nephew.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
well,
that's
okay. But, I
so
mean, that's
he's
a
he's
different
already
question
an
there.
arbitrary fourth kid. You know what I mean? Like it's already set in stone
All right, well,
that that's gonna happen.
that aside, just for the sake of this question, let's assume that you didn't have a vasectomy or maybe you had some sperm frozen or something. You got a choice. You can either have your own biological child or you can adopt.
Can we not?
You
I
don't
have
want to answer
3.
the question?
No. I just
No, you
I don't
gotta
have.
choose.
I don't want to have another kid. I'm done. I'm trying to get this one off of diapers, man.
Amen, brother.
You know?
Amen. Shit.
That's
But
that's a
if-
dad answer right there. I had a vasectomy to stop that shit at me.
My wife tied her tubes, so I'm not having any children with my wife.
I don't have any kids,
fucked
so personally speaking, I would rather have my own than adopt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you want your seed to flourish at least. Get
I don't know,
somebody
it's,
else, at least one.
It's weird because it's like one way or another, you got a kid. Why is there a difference? Why does it matter? But for some unexplainable reason, I just feel like it matters to me.
Now let's say
You want your DNA to
you don't have any
Yeah,
at least
children
get
now,
one more generation. In.
but let's say you are 45, 48 years old, somewhere, you're, let's just say too old to have kids, but you want a kid. Would you still try to have a kid being much older, or would
How
you
old is
adopt?
My dad had me when he was 40. And
All
so
right, well-
he had my brother when he was like 44, 45.
So like, by the time you were in college, your dad was 60 years old.
yeah, he's almost 70 now.
I just never would want to be an old dad. Like,
I would
I'm-
say
I'm-
there's definitely disadvantages, but there's certain advantages as well. of, like,
yeah, I
waiting.
mean, you have more experience, and you're probably way better off financially to
hopefully.
take care of it.
Yeah, but if I was older, I would adopt, and I would adopt a older.
Older kid, yeah.
Older kid,
I was thinking the same
you
shit.
know?
Like I would take like a
Maybe.
15-year-old kid, somebody that's, because the older the kids get, the
My
harder
uncle
it
was
is for
kind of
them to
like
get
that. Like he
adopted.
never had kids of his own, but then he married his now wife, who she had adopted, and I think the daughter was like 12, 13 when my uncle married in, right? So he had never had kids before. His previous wife didn't want him, and now all of a sudden, he's kind of in that role of a dad or a pseudo dad, stepdad, right?
Yeah.
A dad,
Father figure,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Father figure. I don't know if he would ever like say I'm her dad, because I think that there's like
There's got to
a
be
different
a
type of
relationship
there.
Yeah, there's got to be an understanding between both, and
Right,
once
right.
they accept that,
Well,
I went through the same thing
But
with
that's
my
the thing.
stepfather.
If they're older, that's what you would have to do when they're.
I mean,
when
even
they're
if there's kids, you can't just come into a kid's life and just be like, "Oh, I'm your dad now."
Well, okay, a 2-year-old.
Hey, son.
Even a 2-year-old, like a 2-year-old.
Even if you are the dad and you've never met the kid, and just all of a sudden you like show up, you kind of have
If I'm
to.
if I'm adopting a child and they're 1 years old, 2 years old, whatever it is, I'm your father.
Yeah, I mean, the impression is
At that
going to be
point,
a little
maybe,
bit
yeah, but-
different. You know, they don't know anything else.
Right.
You know.
You're the only father that they
Yeah,
had.
yeah. I mean, that's
so
that's
you're,
one thing. You know, I'm thinking like.
But if they're like 15, 16, 13, they're old enough, it's like, yeah, you
8.
have to build that.
You know, if they're 8
right,
years old,
right. Like they're gonna call you by your first name
like
Yeah,
what do you
no,
want,
more
Jeff?
often than not. It's kind of weird. I like if my mom ever remarried. That's certainly not my dad. I'm not even gonna
No, of
pretend.
course not,
I'm
yeah.
like, you are just some dude that's now married to my mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You wouldn't even be
Maybe you're a
stepdad.
good dude. Maybe you're not. It doesn't matter to me one way or another at this point in my life.
You'd call him by his name.
You're Daryl.
Jim?
Yeah.
How's it going, Jim?
My dad's name is Jim.
So you wouldn't call your stepdad Jim?
That'd be so weird.
You call him him.
Well, I don't call my dad Jim. I call him Dad.
So what do you call your dad who's going to the gym? No, just it's like,
It's Jim's Jim.
Jim.
Jim, you going to the gym?
Slim Jim.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, my dad goes to the gym all the time. He's in great shape, which is good because he's almost 70.
Yeah, you gotta be, man. He's an old dad.
He doesn't have any grandkids yet.
Oh man.
You got any
yet.
siblings?
I have 2 younger siblings, neither of which are married yet or have any kids.
So you're the oldest,
I'm the oldest,
and that's why you are who you are.
the best.
That's right.
It's the best. Well,
Welcome back to the show, guys.
Thanks for.
so no, I was gonna say. So yeah, man, like having that older kid. Like it would definitely. If I was older, it would have to be an older kid. Like
Really?
Yeah.
I would give an opportunity because you got to think. The older they get, the harder it is for them to find a family, and they'll more than likely age out.
Yeah,
You
if you're
know?
gonna do some altruistic
So,
stuff.
if anything, I would try to find, if I was older and I knew, hey, my wife wanted to get an opportunity to raise another kid.
For some reason, you were thrown in that position.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or, some maternal instinct kicks in and I am headstrong on not overturning my vasectomy. Like I would definitely adopt. Like
I think the only time I would adopt it would be if I couldn't have kids. Like I was just, for whatever reason, couldn't have kids. I would still want to be, a father figure.
it's just
And I
your
would,
second choice. It's not,
Right, yeah, it's not the
not the
go-to.
preferred,
It's
yeah.
probably, I don't know if I would try to do like some sort of like, alternative options to try to have a kid, depending on what the situation, like in vitro fertilization or something like that.
You're gonna get in vitroed.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
talking
think-
as
I
a
don't think
couple
it'll
here.
take.
All
It's
you
not
do
gonna
is
take. I'm just letting you know.
The colon is not the best
they can
environment
only
for a
shove.
fetus.
I don't think they could put semen back in the tube. Like that face.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, because like there comes a point where it's like, is it worth the money and the risk and everything?
Oh, it's super expensive. This guy I work with, him and his wife were going through in vitro, and they tried all kind of something. He said something after insurance, they spend like $12,000 a year
Yep.
trying to get pregnant. Like
Yeah, it's-
and this was like the last 2 years.
So
So
at that point, you got to ask yourself, like, how bad
that's
do
a
you
car.
want it to be?
You spent the amount of money on a car to end up having to spend the rest of your life paying
Although
for their.
adopting is not cheap
stuff.
either. Adopting is
Oh
expensive.
no, yeah, it's super expensive too. I think I heard something like you gotta show that you have like 10 grand or something like that right at the point that you gotta spend for getting the kid, and then you gotta have everything for the kid ready to go. Like,
Yeah, but it's like that in the U.S., and that's why a lot of the famous rich people they tend to adopt overseas.
yeah,
You know, it's just
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, it's just less hoops to go through.
She was like, I want to get my human
Yeah, there's some
well,
that just
whatever.
collect.
trophy babies. Yeah.
You know, like, oh, look what I bought
Yeah.
today. Got them on sale.
2-for-1 African babies.
That's terrible.
Well, sometimes that's the way they treat it. You know, that's the way they treat the whole situation.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Well,
they'll go to a third world country and
That's
be
another
like,
thing that I hate about social media is
I
that
saved
it gives
them.
a platform to like profit off of your kids. You know, like a lot of times people will adopt, not a lot of times, but sometimes people will adopt and then like show the kid off on social media to make money off of that.
Well,
you know? And that's their
there's
reason for adopting.
situations that you see on the more popular YouTube channels with the kids and everything. I mean, those are the parents taking advantage of their children. They might not be adopted, but I've seen videos because my kids will start watching YouTube videos of a family and they're just running around the house playing games and shit. And one episode's like, oh, Daddy's gonna buy a Lamborghini. We're gonna, and the show is like, oh, we're going to the dealership to buy a Lamborghini. And I'm thinking like, come on, man. You're buying a Lamborghini because your kids just bought you that Lamborghini.
Yeah,
you know, they're living in the mansion because of your kids' videos, taking advantage of the whole situation. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they're more unlikely producing those videos.
I got some
than
issue
that.
with
Those kids ain't cutting
monetizing
them,
your
but they're the
kids like
face.
that.
Yeah, they're the face, but it doesn't
You're
matter.
like pimping out your kids.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing.
God.
Hey, is it bad that I want to stream with my daughter?
It's not bad that you want to stream with your daughter, but you gotta like take a look at maybe like the effects of that, and you know, putting them out on social media for the world to consume.
That's why I haven't done it.
I wouldn't do it.
But that's the only thing is like I don't want her. She's already shy, you know what I mean? Like my oldest is shy, and like she's just starting to break out, and
Great,
you know, and I don't want to like stunt that. She wants to start making videos, but
cool, good for her.
that's where I'm like, I don't want her to get subjected to
Yeah, I mean, because
just the cruelty, you know.
yeah, I mean, who cares what a bunch of internet people think? But we can say that because we're older. You know, for a teen or somebody, preteen.
Yeah, but if that's what she wants, I mean, you can support her. You know, like if that's
Well,
what she
I was
wants.
gonna
but
Does she
Stream with
know what she wants? You know,
Well,
at that age.
I mean,
Even-
she just sees that the other kids are doing YouTube videos, and all they're doing is playing the game, and she don't really see the work. I go through, and she could be like, oh, this is how you cut the video. Like I talk to her in a way that shows her production, you know, because I'm cutting all the time, so I'll show her like, you know, hey, this is how they did that, you know, and she'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know. So she's
Yeah, that'd be cool.
already
hobby.
looking at it. Yeah, you know, like
I would just watch it.
I'm trying to get her set up now in a way of thinking about the videos and how they're created, so that if she does want to step in there, she's going to be like raw. Like she's going to be so good. That's a super Cleveland thing that I just did right there.
what, raw? Is that a Cleveland? Is that a
Super
Cleveland thing?
Cleveland. Dude, when I went to Florida, they made fun of me all the time. They were like, "Oh, well, it's not cooked." You know? Like they would talk all that shit, dude. Dude, and Chicago made fun of me so much too, man. They were like, "Oh,
and that's
man."
why he came back to Cleveland.
Yep, I was like, "Fuck that, I'm going back."
Well,
Wait, like, is that a Cleveland word? Raw.
Dude,
Like that's raw.
That's
I've
a
never heard
Cleveland
it.
thing.
Really?
it's my first time hearing you like hearing raw linked to Cleveland.
Are you serious, dude? Like that is a super Cleveland thing.
Must
Like,
just be what I don't get out much.
I work from home.
Yeah, and nobody I work with works in Cleveland.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
All right, so now that we know, you know, Nate's kid preference and how he wants his how the stork to deliver his babies, please definitely rate and review. That helps us out on Apple.
Download.
Yes, download. Get us anywhere you get your podcast. I want to say thank you for Nate and Mo. I'm Jamie.
real raw today.
Super raw.
Raw as
Thanks.
fuck.
If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe.
This is not a video. This is our podcast.
All right.
So
just cut that out.
There's not.
All right. Let's start again.
Yeah, let's do
Sorry.
it. Well, that's today's show.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Compose yourself, damn it.
The Mo made me laugh. He was like, "Well,
Thanks for listening.
that's the show." All right, everybody. Now that we know Nate's preferred way of the story, bringing him a baby.
I prefer FedEx.
Or FedEx. Can I get
Save
that
on shipping.
UPS. Come on.
wooden shipping container?
Let's just agree that USPS would probably be the worst option.
Oh my God, you'll get it. You'll get it 4 months after that baby was in that iHeart.
If they don't lose your package.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Your tracking number, they scanned it. They show you
Well,
that
it
it's on
shows
its way.
delivered 12 months ago, but I just ordered it yesterday.
It's like that, like when you buy anything from AliExpress, you'll get it like 32 days later.
That's because they have to ship from China and it's super cheap. But that's our show today, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard or have any thoughtful comments you want to leave, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Comment below. Let us know what you think.
Well,
we read all your comments.
What I'm going to say is let us know what your favorite movie is. You know, you give us your top 3. Hit us in the comment below. We definitely read all your comments.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you for
guys.
listening, and
Don't forget
we'll
to
see you next
download.
week.
Bye.
See ya.
You've been listening to the Almost Tomorrow Show with Jamie, Mo, and Nathan. 3 crazy sons of bitches raising hell. Hey, we hope you enjoyed the show. We know we had fun. We have to get some shut-eye, or we're going to be really hungover tomorrow. And until next time, you can hook up with us on social media. Find us on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook at The Almost Tomorrow Show. Till next time, don't let your meatloaf